Hi everyone, how are you? You might notice this monstrosity behind me. I thought I'd tell you all about that and some of my recent makes. Now, I know I keep saying this, but I really need to stop spending now. So I had a super busy weekend this week. Saturday was great. I had a lovely day out with some of my sewing buddies, the lovely Donna, who you hear me talk about all the time, and the equally lovely Jenny, and I all met up in Newcastle under Lyme, and we headed to a really nice little shop called Hollies Haberdashery. I've never been there before, but the other ladies knew of it and recommended it, and actually they were having a Super Saturday sale day. So they had lots and lots of fabrics that were going to be reduced, and also they had lots of their standard dressmaking fabrics that if you finish the bolt you were given an extra 20% off. So I thought it was worth nipping over and having a look, and we had a really nice day. So Donna came to me, she got here about 9:30, and then we drove over to Newcastle under Lyme in my car. It's about 45-minute drive from here. So we got there, fairly early, about 10:30ish by the time we'd parked, and walked down to the shop. Jenny was already there, so she was having a nice browse by the time we got there, and it was great. There were some lovely bargains. She had one room that was all set up with the sale fabric, and it was her usual teaching classroom. So they'd cleared out all the desks and the machines and things and just put shelves all the way around with lots and lots of fabric. So there was, oh my gosh, so much quilting fabric, and lots and lots of it had been reduced to either £5 or £8 a metre. There was some really lovely stuff in there. And then she had lots of canvas stuff, some stretch, some knit stuff, some jersey stuff, all kinds of things. And I picked up, did I pick up one or two bits, which I'll show you in a minute. And then we also went through into the main shop, and I found a real lovely piece of fabric. It's an art gallery rayon, and there was about 3.5 metres. And I thought, well, there's no point just leaving a little bit, is there? I might as well have the whole lot, and then I get the extra 20% off because I finished the bolt. So bear with me and I'll go and grab my purchases and show you what I got. Okay, so this is the lovely rayon that I bought. I'll bring it close so you can have a look. It's got so many pretty colours in it. And I got 3.5 metres. It's really nice, lightweight and floaty, and it's going to be perfect for a summer dress. Now, I had seen an absolutely stunning version of the Jenna shirt dress by Closet Core Patterns. I saw it on Instagram, and if the maker doesn't mind, I'll pop a photo in to show you her make, because it just blew me away. It was absolutely stunning, and I thought I need to recreate that. Now, I don't have the Jenna pattern, but I do have the pattern for the Fran pajamas, which is also from Closet Core. And I had a look at the two patterns, and I thought, I could probably get that look using my Fran pajama pattern. So that's what I'm going to try and do with this fabric. So hopefully before long, this will be, I feel like I haven't made a dress in ages. I've made jersey, like stretch dresses over the winter, but I haven't made a nice flowy dress in a long time. So that's going to get me back into some spring summer sewing, I hope. So that was a bargain because I got the extra 20% off for finishing the bolt. And then the sale fabrics that I bought from Hollies Haberdashery were this viscose jersey, which is a sort of ivory colour, I think, and it's got a raised texture. It's quite lightweight, and it's got a bit of stretch as well. So I'm not entirely sure what I shall make with that yet, but it might be either just a nice little boxy t-shirt. I think there's the Closet Core Crew t-shirt, and that might be a free one. Or I'd quite like to find a sort of cami style top that you can make out of knit fabric. I might even have enough for two because there's a fair bit here. I asked for a metre, but she had 1.4 metres left on the bolt, so she said, well, you might as well just have that because they wouldn't have been able to sell the 0.4, so I've got 1.4 of that. And then the last thing I bought from there was some white canvas. So I'll show you that. It's nothing special to look at, it is literally just white canvas. But I wanted to have a go at making the all-well studio pants. I have made them before. I made a couple of pairs actually last summer, and I do like them. I like the shape, and they've got some really nice pocket options, but they're drafted for someone who is 5'4", I think. And although I'm not much more than 5'4", I'm probably 5'5" on a good day, I do find the rise is a tiny bit short. So I wanted something inexpensive that I could have a play with to try and get those trousers to fit me a bit better. So I'm going to make a pair of studio pants in this white canvas, and if they fit, I could always dye this, couldn't I? Because, you know, white trousers. Do I really want white trousers? That's a bit risky, but I guess I've got the option to dye it if they fit well, and if they don't fit well, then it's just a toile, so it doesn't really matter. So that was that. Once we'd finished in there, we went off and had a coffee in a nice little coffee shop, and we were all really good. None of us had cake. I don't know. Yeah, what was all that about? None of us had cake. Quite amazing. And then we said goodbye to Jenny. She went home, and then Donna and I got back in the car and drove back towards home as well. As we were driving, we drove through a small town called Eccleshall. I think it's on the Shropshire-Staffordshire border, so it's not too far away from where I live. And I was reminded that when I was looking for my new sewing machine, I had seen that there was a sewing machine stroke haberdashery shop in Eccleshall that I'd never been to. And as we were driving through, it suddenly popped back into my mind, and I said, oh, let's see if we can find it. So we drove up and down the main street a couple of times to see if we could spot it. And we couldn't spot it, but we did see a sort of small arcade, and it had some A-frame signs outside. And the map in the car was telling me that, you know, we were at the location and we couldn't see it. So we thought, well, it must be inside the arcade. So anyway, we parked up and walked down and went inside. And oh my goodness, it was a lovely, lovely shop. I was so pleased that we'd found it. Although we'd had a brilliant time in Newcastle under Lyme with Jenny, I think finding this little shop was probably the highlight of the day. It was for me anyway. The name of the shop is The Corner Patch, and I will link them in the description below for you. Do go and have a look. It's a gorgeous shop. The main thing that I'm so amazed by and couldn't quite believe is that they stock Tessuti paper patterns, and they're like 10 minutes away from my house. I couldn't believe it. It's really hard to find anywhere with Tessuti paper patterns. Usually I only find them at the shows, and now there's a shop just down the road that sells them. So yeah, I was super happy. They're also a main Janome stockist, so although I have just bought a machine, I'm not on the lookout for one, but they do have the whole range of Janome sewing machines and overlockers in there, so that was great. They've got a massive quilting section and a classroom upstairs where they hold quilting classes, and they also do a sort of turn up and sew evening on a Wednesday evening. I think Donna and I might do a few of those over the summer where it's nice and light in the evenings. So we're having to think about that. That'll be really fun. And then they also had a smaller selection, but a really nice, high quality selection of dressmaking fabrics. And I spotted a remnant piece that I just couldn't put down. So I'd already bought a few bits of fabric earlier in the day, like I just showed you. But I just saw this and I was like, I've got to have it. And I carried it around with me for the hour that we were browsing. And yeah, I had to have it. So let me show you. You'll probably recognise it. But it is this. So I'm pretty sure this is a Fabric Godmother cotton sateen. And it's so smooth. It's gorgeous. And look at the colours. You've got the orange and the bright, bright pink and the teal and the browns. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I've taken the sticker off. It was a remnant piece and I forget whether it was, I think it was 2.4 metres and I paid £35. She did also have a bolt of this. So maybe this was just the last bit off the previous bolt. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was just carrying it around with me like this while we were looking at everything else in the shop. And yeah, I couldn't put it down. It just had to come home with me. So my initial thoughts were a dress. In fact, on Saturday I was wearing the assembly line cuff dress. It is on my Instagram, but I'll pop another picture in up here so you can see it. It's a dress I don't wear very often, but every time I wear it, I think, I love it. I love this dress. And in fact, I'm getting a bit of deja vu. Have I told you this before? I think maybe I filmed a vlog wearing it before. It's the green one with the kind of speckly print all over it. But yeah, I love it. So I'm going to check to see if I've got enough fabric to make that. If I do, then that might be what I do with it. If I don't, then I might make a really fancy blouse maybe, because I might wear that a bit more often than I wear the dress. But I do love wearing dresses, and hopefully the weather's getting a bit better, so maybe a dress is the way to go. Yeah, so it's either going to be a cuff dress by the assembly line or a blouse of some sort. Very, very happy with that find. And then when I got home, I'd had a delivery of another piece of fabric. And this was from So. I'd seen her show this. She had it in 2 colourways and she put it on her stories at the end of last week. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I need a bit of that. It's really pretty. So it's this peachy colour. It's just cotton. And then it's got these lines. They're sort of embroidered with a little off-white embroidery, wiggly lines. And I just thought it's really pretty, really sweet. That'll be just a nice, lightweight, summery blouse that I'll be able to wear on repeat once the weather warms up. So yeah, there we go. That's my fabric purchases for this week. Now, I know I keep saying this, but I really, really, really need to stop spending now. Yeah, that's enough. And I'm helped in that because my wonderful husband, Neil, bought me this amazing storage unit on Sunday. So after I'd had a lovely day of shopping on Saturday, I got home. I've got nowhere to put this new fabric. I was running out of space. As you know, I sew in this little area in my living room. It's where I work and it's where I sew. So storage is at a premium, and I do need to try and keep my area tidy because everyone comes in here in the evening and, you know, we watch telly and do all the normal family stuff. So I can't have stuff everywhere and then just shut the door on it. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I need a couple more shelves. I've got a shelf up here that I put my camera and bits and bobs on. Maybe I need another shelf, that'll help. And my husband Neil said, well, you know, maybe you need to think a bit more out of the box. Maybe you need something a bit bigger. So we had a little look, well, I had a little look on Pinterest for some storage ideas. And I know lots and lots of vloggers, not just vloggers, but millions of people everywhere have got these Kallax units. So I'm just fiddling with my microphone because one of the bits has fallen off. I had it connected to my pocket and it's fallen out. Well, there we go, I popped it back in. Yeah, thank you to my dad actually, he sent me this new mic, so I'm still on my microphone journey, still trying to improve my sound quality, but I'll get there one day. Yeah, back to the cupboards. So Sunday morning, and oh bless him, this was his only day off all week. You know, he worked away last week and he got back on Friday night and he went into the yard on Saturday and still worked on Saturday. And Sunday morning we got up early and drove to Ikea, and we did have breakfast and then did a bit of shopping and picked up the usual extras like you do when you go around. You pick up the things you don't really need. We got some nice clear glass teacups, a massive packet of napkins. What else did we get? I can't remember. Some other random stuff probably. Oh, some lights, under counter lights for in your kitchen. And obviously Kallax unit. So I'd done a bit of measuring on the Saturday evening and I thought, okay, I've got enough space to have 4 cubes out, if that makes sense. So from the wall I can have 4 out. But any more than that, I thought would just encroach too much on the rest of the room. But I've got quite a lot of head height, so I could afford to go a bit more than 4 up. So I thought I'll get the 4x4 set and then I'll get a 2x4 set to put on top. So that was my plan, and I'd put it all in my basket on the website so that I could have a look when we were going around the shop and make sure I'd got what I wanted. And when we were looking at them in the shop, Neil said, are you actually going to be able to reach that top shelf if you get another 2 on top of that one? And I sort of tried it in the shop and I said, you know what, there's no way I'd be able to reach it, so it's kind of a bit pointless. So we went for the 4x4 and then on top of it is a 1x4 row. And that was really lucky because what I hadn't factored in is that we've got a picture rail. You might not be able to see it, but we've got a picture rail that goes around the top of the room. And if I'd have had another one on top of that, not only could I have not reached it anyway, but the picture rail would have been in the way, so it would have been off and sticking out on this side, and it would have looked a mess. So we went for this set, and then I chose lots and lots of different storage bits and bobs to go in it. So I've got this black one here is like a 3-drawer sort of chest type thing, and then I've got, I don't know if you can see, but I've got some box files here that I've put my patterns in, and the bottom 2 rows I've got the fabric baskets. They're all grey, you can just see there, apart from 2. I've got 2 bright pink ones, and they're sort of just dotted about, and that's got my fabric in. There are some empty baskets still, so I was actually quite pleased. I don't have quite as much fabric as I thought, but that's not an excuse to buy more. What it's actually shown me is that I've got everything out and had a look at what I've got, and I've got some really nice fabrics, so I don't need to buy any. Definitely do not need to buy any. So if I come on here next week or the week after and show you new fabric, I really need you to tell me what for. Tell me off in the comments because I've got enough, I don't need it. What I need to do is make things with the lovely fabric that I already have. So, talking about making things, I should probably show you what I've been up to. Okay, so makes. As we all know, April has been the month of making blouses, and I've made quite a few. So I'm pretty sure I've already told you about this one that I'm wearing. This is my Remy Raglan in a sort of cottony Swiss dot type fabric. I'll pop a picture in up here so you can see it, but I think I've shared this one with you already. If I haven't, I am sorry, please tell me and I will share it next time. Following that, I have made 2 cuff tops from Nerida Hansen. It's a different pattern to the cuff dress that I mentioned a moment ago. That one is the assembly line, but this one is a Nerida Hansen pattern. I'm not sure if you can still buy it or not, because I know that she's changed her whole sort of business structure fairly recently, and I don't know if she's still doing patterns or not. But I'll link her below anyway, and if you're interested you can go and take a look. But the first one I made, and apologies for this being quite wrinkled, I wore it yesterday, is this one, and this is a double gauze fabric. It's actually the first time I've ever sewn with double gauze. I put in some binding by, I was going to say Little Rosy Cheeks, but that's not right, is it? It's the Specky Seamstress binding, and it says "Sewing makes me happy." And it's a really simple top, this one. It is just a front and a back. I have cut the back in 2 pieces, but that was just so that I could get it out of a smaller piece of fabric. You can cut it on the fold. So it's a front and a back. They are different, so it's not like the Niety where the front and the back are the same. The front is cut for the front, so it counts for your sort of room for your chest and all of that stuff. And then it's got an extra cuff piece on the end of a grown-on sleeve. So hopefully you can see that there. But it's just a really nice, simple, easy make. I do cut probably about 6 inches off the bottom of the pattern, just to make it more of a cropped length and easier for me to tuck in. So I can either have it in or out, and it's not too long and flapping about. But that's just my preference. You can leave it the full length if you like. Yeah, really like this make. Quick and easy, and it's a good way to use up nice, pretty remnants of fabric. So I made that one in double gauze from Higgs and Higgs. And then I made a second one in some Liberty fabric. So this is, I'm sure I've shown you the fabric before because I got the name wrong. Donna will be giggling. But yeah, I got this one from Minerva, and it's called Lilac. Is that right, Donna? It's exactly the same pattern, but as you can see, it's a bit more of a sort of crisper finish. It hasn't got the softness and the drape of the double gauze version. But again, it's lovely. And I've put some more binding in there too. I hope you can see that. That one says, please look after me and yourself too. And I put a little maid label in there as well. So yeah, I also cut the back in 2 pieces on this one. And that means you can use less than 1 metre to make this if you cut the back in 2 pieces. If your fabric's wide enough, you could probably still use less than 1 metre and cut them on the fold, but both these pieces it wasn't wide enough. Yeah, so I've made 2 of those, and they've both gone into the Sew April blouse competition. And then what did I make? Oh, I've made another Ilford. Sorry, I didn't plug the microphone back in. Hopefully you can hear me a bit better now. Yes, another Ilford. Right. This is, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say this will be my last Ilford for a while, but I can't make that promise because I really enjoy making it. So this is a completely different version to the ones I've made before. It's long, very, very long. I can't hold it up, but there you go. It's very, very long, and it's really soft and drapey in this Japanese cotton that I got from Karen Delahunty, which I will link in the description, and it's lovely. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it really. It's just a completely different feel to the jacket versions that I've made, and I'm wearing this as a sort of overshirt because it is still quite chilly here in the UK at the moment, but I want to feel a bit more springy. I want to stop wearing jumpers and having to put big heavy, you know, shackets and things on to keep warm while I'm working. So this is filling that gap. It's lightweight, but it is really, really warm when I put it on. I haven't done any buttons and I haven't done any pockets either, and I thought I'll wear it a few times and then decide whether I want to do either of those things. And I think I've decided that I want to put some pockets on. So I'm going to put them about here, just the square sort of patch, not square are they, the rectangle patch pockets, and I will try to pattern match as well so that you can't really see them too much on this print. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. My collar went in really nicely, all very neat. I turn up the cuffs. I did hem them, but then I've just been turning them up like that, so they're kind of just below my elbow. And yeah, I love it. I'll put a picture in up here. Yeah, will it be my last Ilford for a while? Who knows? I'll report back and let you know. Okay, so that brings me on to plans for the week ahead. Now, I'm thinking trousers, either the all-well studio pants or the Tessuti Robbie pants. I quite fancy making up either of those, really. Let me know what you think. Would you like to see me make them, or would you like to see me make something totally different? Let me know. I have actually created a pattern wish list on the fold line, and I've got a special link which I'll put in the description below in case you want to go and have a look. So there's loads of patterns on there that I've been lusting after for a while. So have a browse. Let me know if you think I should make any of those, or if you've made any of them. If you're feeling really generous, you could even buy one of the patterns and have it sent directly to me. That would be fantastic, and I'll get it made up ASAP and give you all the credit. But yeah, anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you as always for watching along and sharing my journey with me. It's really nice to have you all to chat with about all this sewing malarkey. Anyway, have a brilliant week. I hope you get some time to sew, or just some time to relax, or do whatever makes you happy. And I will see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye now.